hosts, Cameron and Beck. Grab yourself a cuppa, find a comfortable spot, and we'll journey through grief together.
We're recording.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
Is it morning? Do we say good morning? Because then if we say good morning and people are listening to it at night time.
Yeah, it's our morning.
But it's not, it's afternoon, but okay.
Well, it was morning when we started.
It was about fucking 10 o'clock.
Right, okay, well, we don't say good morning then. You can say hi, because you say it better than me.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Feeling a little bit nervous about today. Kind of feel like I've gone to a job interview. I feel like my face is blotchy and stuff already from feeling
I gave up on my face years ago. Sick of it. See, I've got headphones on today because I couldn't stand the earpods in any longer.
Yeah, you're looking like a YouTuber.
Yeah, I know, look professional on. So just sort of let people know before we come on here, I do have a checklist that I'm given by Beck now. I'm not allowed to mess with my hair, so I've put my hair up. I'm not allowed to move around like this. I'm not allowed to clap. I can breathe.
Not allowed to tap your knee.
Tap my knee, tap my...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on a chair and I do that and it sounds like a truck.
You do?
So I'm not allowed to do that neither. So basically I'm allowed to breathe and I'm allowed to sit in one place and speak. So I will try my hardest.
Yeah, that makes my editing a lot easier. Thank you very much.
And she's ironed a top. So, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Just chose one that didn't need ironing again.
Can I just tell you something?
What?
It did actually need ironing.
Oh, it's fine.
I thought we could talk about little things today.
Yeah.
Little things that can either trigger you, make you sad, or make you happy as well.
Because the things that you don't think about.
Yeah, loads of little things that just sort of happen and sometimes it can be like punched in the stomach.
I think the big things you prepare yourself for, don't you? So it's almost like you brace yourself.
Yeah.
But the little things, they just sideswipe you and it's a bit like...
Aaron? Yeah. Just what made me think of it and to talk about is because I was setting the table and I set a place for her. And that to me, I stopped and I thought, oh my God, why have I done that? And yes, it took me, it took me a few hours to recover from that. And I thought, come on, Karen, stop feeling sorry for yourself. You've got this. It's all right. You've only put a knife and fork out and a plate down, But some days it's worse than others, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Like, I find silly little things like hanging the washing on the line and there not being any of his. When I fold the clothes away and I fold them into piles, because there's 6 of us, I'm quite used to lots of piles, and then there's just not his. And I always find that as a bit of a punch in the gut. And it's like, they don't tell you to prepare for those sort of things, do they?
No. I mean, how can you prepare? How do you prepare for something like that? Because some days, like, Emily did a lot of baking and I can't bake the cakes that she baked. I mean, I didn't do them as good as her, but like, I've not made a red velvet cake since, and I can't make chocolate brownies. I'm sort of making things that she didn't like. I mean, one of her things was a key lime pie, and she didn't even eat it, but she used to like making it. And that is actually one of my favourite things, but can't do it. I can't even get the actual thing that she made it in out. The spring-loaded dish thing. Can't remember what they're called. And again, going back to the red velvet cake, I was starting the cupboards out the other day, and the red dye, she had to have the really, really strong dye, not the ones you can get from the supermarket that's, like to make it red. And there was all there piled up. And I thought, shouldn't get upset through throwing red dye out. I mean, it was all out of date.
Do you know what? And I find the fact that Bradley loves cereal and no one else really eats it, and there's shitloads of cereal in our cupboard, and it's all going out of date, but I still can't bring myself to throw it away. And the fact that it's going out of date, I find really upsetting.
Yeah.
And it's really silly, and it's just a date on a packet of cereal, but it's what it signifies, right?
Yeah, I know where you're coming from with that.
They just haven't been here that long that their stuff is out of date. And that's really tough.
One of your trigger things is when you're driving to work, isn't it? Because it was the route that you took to his hospital.
Yeah, so going to work for me is doubly hard because, well, I don't leave the house very often. So leaving the house is hard. Driving to work, I find hard because I spend a lot of time on my own in the car. And that's time when I think, and I'm not very good with that. So I tend to cry a lot, but also my drive to work is also 90% of the drive to the hospital that Bradley was in. So, that's reliving every single trip we took to the hospital.
Yeah. Could you do an alternative route, even if it was a little bit longer?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit difficult to do it too alternative unless I go really off, sort of country roads, and then that becomes, my commute's already an hour, so it just really extends my commute. So yeah, I find it really hard. I always find by the time I get to work, I'm either crying or I've been crying, or I find it really hard to get out of the car, and I tend to then sit in the car for 20 minutes. Psyching myself up to be strong enough to actually get out the car and go in the office. So yeah, I do find that really difficult. It's something that I don't look forward to. I think I said to you before, I'm not somebody who watches TV, but I love music. I've always loved music. Music has always been my thing. Always listening to music. And then Bradley died, and I find music really hard. I don't get the joy out of music that I used to. I find it extremely triggering. The emotions and the words and, the melodies and the lyrics, I find them really triggering and really difficult to listen to. So that's like one of my joys in life that I've lost just through association because I can no longer enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that's really hard. So then, I used to love being in the car driving an hour to work. It was an hour to sing at the top of my voice and, enjoy my music. And now I try my hardest to turn my radio off and distract myself with something else. And, I love listening to podcasts and stuff. I find that quite helpful. But otherwise, my brain I just go over everything and everything and everything all the time and replay stuff and end up making myself really sad. It's really hard.
And again, that can just be from one little trigger, the wrong song that comes on, or I think your day, if you did have the radio on, just having a particular song come on could change your day either way.
Yeah, I just don't like... I'm okay being alone at home. I can distract myself at home, but just being on my own other places, I just find it really difficult. It's the only place my mind goes is to Bradley.
It's sad, isn't it?
And I don't know whether that's because everybody else is still getting on with their day. And I just always find that really weird. Like, how are everybody else still existing? How does everything still look the same? Why has everything not changed? Because my whole world has changed, yet nothing particularly looks any different.
But things are different, and we don't know what's going on in other people's worlds. It may look different, and it's just so difficult. And I always say, like if Rob says to me, how can they be happy? We say, well, we don't know what's going on in their life, so we shouldn't.
It might not be happy.
Is happy. We shouldn't presume that somebody is getting on with their life because they might be struggling as well, and it's so difficult. And we just got to find ways of getting through these difficult things every day. And some days are different than others. Like shopping, when right at the very beginning, when we lost our children, I mean, people will probably relate to it, that going shopping is supermarket shopping, things like that, it's a nightmare. It's like you go, you see their favorite foods, and sometimes you like setting the table, you automatically go. Em's was mozzarella dippers, like she used to love them, and you'd it'd be on your automatic shopping list, and you just get mozzarella dippers, this, that, the other, and you have to stop yourself so you don't put them in the basket, and then you can stand there and you get upset in the supermarket. And it's just little things. So now I always make sure I don't have an automatic list in my head, and I have an actual list. I mean, the other thing that I used to do, I don't know, going off subject a bit, just little things to help you. Mine was my list, but the other thing that I have to have my car keys on a lanyard because I just used to lose my keys. I mean, I weren't particularly good with keys anyway, but I got really bad. And then I'd get agitated that I couldn't find. I'd be getting ready to go to the supermarket, which is, like we've just said, can be traumatic. So setting off, right, make sure I've got my purse with my cards in, check that my cards there. It's like a checklist I had to go through. And so I soon got used to doing my checklist, but then the keys were an issue. So Rob got me a lanyard, and I have to put my keys round my neck because I'd go into like a spiral of all emotions coming just because I couldn't find my keys in my bag. So
it's that brain fog, isn't it?
Yeah, just total, utter brain fog. I'm fine with that now. I have to use a lanyard now, still nearly 12 months on, and I have to use it because it's just one of my tools that I use. But we're talking about little things again. It's not really a little thing, but I know Simon, your hubby, struggled with flying, and my husband did as well. It's strange that they both had the same issue.
What is it about the plane? About
we've
in the sky?
We've spoke about it, or we've tried to speak about it. You can't always talk with Rob. Just does get very, very upset over things. But I've said, is it because we feel closer to them, that when you're up in the air that you feel like you're nearer heaven? I don't know. Or is it because you're going on holiday and they should be with you?
I was thinking about this the other day, and I think it's because since Bradley died, you do I do anyway, look up to the sky a bit differently, and the whole vastness of it all feels a little bit different. And it all feels so far away. And then it kind of feels like I can understand that he's so far away because he's in the sky and I can't reach it. And that gives it a little bit of meaning, I think, understanding. I don't know. And then I think when you go in an aeroplane and you're in the sky, you're not anywhere nearer to them. And in one hand, you feel like, I should feel like I'm nearer to them because I'm in the sky, but actually they're still totally untouchable.
Yes, yeah. I know when I was flying back last time from Spain, my friend Sue, she's brilliant. She just she knows when to talk to me and when not to talk to me. And I was just looking out of the window, and the clouds are so beautiful, such big, white, fluffy clouds with beautiful blue sky. And I just thought to myself, if I could get out of this window now and just jump on them clouds and I could be with Emily, I'd do it. I really would do it. It doesn't mean I'm suicidal. It's like what we said right at the very beginning, that if somebody could give us 100% guarantee that if we died today and we would be with them tomorrow, I'd do it. I'm not suicidal. But nobody can give us that 100% guarantee.
No.
But
no.
Like I was watching the clouds and I had tears, silent tears streaming down my face, and I just thought, it looks so beautiful. And is that where they are? Are they just in beauty now and just happy?
I hope so. That whole thing about just not being afraid of dying. Everybody lives their life afraid of death. And then I think when you lose somebody so special, I think it's living that you become afraid of, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You do lose that fear. You change so much. So at least, I mean, there's the positive things. There's the rainbows, the feathers, the robins, and maybe it's clutching onto straws, but they're there and they bring us a little tiny bit of comfort. So let's just grasp onto that little bit of comfort. And people talking about them, people talking about our kids, saying their name. I mean, that makes our day, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. Because it makes them feel like they're still here.
Yeah. I went to work the other day. I had to cover in the office. So a customer came in and he just said, it was an elderly gentleman. He come to pick his car up, paying his bill, and he said, I hope you don't mind me saying, but Lynn, who works for us, she said, Lynn's told me about your daughter, and I just want to say how sorry I am for you. And he said, and I know you don't know me. He said, and I'm sorry to bring it up. He said, but I feel like I had to. I said, do you know what? I said, you've made my day. I said, thank you very much. Thank you so much just for bringing it up. Said it means so
Just
much.
for acknowledging that she existed.
Yeah. And he said, oh, I didn't want to upset you. I said, I'm not going to be any more upset. You know, I said, I'd probably be more upset that you didn't. You know, I said, it's lovely that you acknowledge that. And he was chuffed and I was chuffed.
It is very worrying for me, I think, because we're heading to that 12-month point and then we're going to be in year 2, which I find really scary because it feels like then that they're going to be even further away, and it's really easy at the moment to recall the last thing that we did, you know, this time last year kind of thing, and they were still here, they're still in those memories. And then you start moving into year 2 and actually this time last year they weren't here. And they just start naturally becoming not part of those memories and harder to recall in daily conversations. And that's a fear for me.
Yeah, but we're going to have to really work hard at bringing forward to our memories, the younger memories, the happier memories. Because if you think this time last year, it was hell. They deteriorated so badly. It was absolutely hell. So I've got so many, you know, signposted at the moment, so many horrible things that I've had to really work hard at not bringing those forward. I've had help from my counsellor, his psychotherapist. He's going to come on as a guest one day for us. And that has really, really helped with those images. So I don't want to recall those images. Yeah, they can't be taken away completely, but I can use every trick in the book not to recall them, to bring the day down. So I've already started doing that, bringing happier images forward. And I always seem, I don't know what other people do, but I always seem to bring her as when she was younger.
Yeah, I do. I always think of, I find kids of sort of between 8 and 15 really triggering. And like Bradley was 18. Why did that age group feel really triggering? I just don't get it. You know, I enjoyed Bradley at that age. He was here. He was fine. I just, especially in walking down the street.
Yeah, in school uniforms. Yeah, school uniforms are killers. Yeah. And yeah, he did a school uniform, but yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I see kids and then I think, I don't know whether with Bradley it's because that was sort of the last times that he was happy before he was ill, and it's just that
maybe
connection between him being happy. I don't know. I do find that really difficult, and that sometimes doesn't make sense.
But school was normality, wasn't it? Normality wasn't going into an oncology ward every fortnight. That it became the normality, but it's not a normality we want to remember. So maybe our brains are taking us back to the most recent normality, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, maybe. And it's like kids of like 7 or 8 and that kind of kids. And I watch them with their families and I think, but we still had that. I don't understand why I find that triggering. I still have those memories and we wouldn't be reliving that if Bradley was still here. So like, it's like, I don't really understand why I find that so upsetting. It's really confusing.
No.
There's lots of little things like that are just odd little triggers. This week's been a really, really, really tough one for me. I could cry now. I feel like this is just going to be a really miserable episode for me, I'm afraid. I feel really miserable. I feel like I did when Bradley died. I'll be totally honest. It's really even hard to talk about it.
Yeah.
I feel the pain and the brain fog and the confusion and the exhaustion and the difficulty. And it's, I guess we're a few days away from the anniversary of him dying, right?
Yeah. It's got to be that. I can feel it. You know, I'm like, I don't do dates. I don't remember anybody's birthday. Some days I don't even know what day it is. Certainly don't know what date it is. But my body knows and my brain knows that the impending date it's on its way. And it's sort of worse than the birthday. It's, you know, we got upset leading up to Christmas. We got upset leading up to the birthday. And the lead up was miles worse than the actual event. But somehow this lead up to this first anniversary is very, very difficult. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really struggling at work and everything, like, really hard. It is, I do feel like being back in June last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard at the minute. You know, emotions are frayed across the whole house, really. It's really difficult.
Yeah, everybody's struggling in their different ways, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just difficult. It's just
shit.
It really is. It really is. And I know that we said we'd share everything, and every week isn't always a happy week, and there isn't always happiness, and that's a balance, I guess. But yeah, I'm a bit miserable this week.
You're allowed to be miserable. You know that.
Yeah. Sensitive, I think, is the word this week. You know, woman on the edge.
Yeah, definitely.
I've also really weirdly, I said to you before, that like when Bradley died, it's probably too much information for people, but I've not had periods for years, because had the coil fitted and stuff. And when Bradley died, my periods really randomly started, and then they sort of eased off a bit. But this week, my periods have started again, so it's all.
Oh God, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is so weird.
Yeah, it's just your body just knows, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've had really sore mouth. I've had, I'm in so much pain in my mouth, dry mouth. I've had that for months, and just really, really struggling. And it's that they put down to stress, and because there's nothing wrong. I've had my teeth checked, I've had bloods done, I've had this done, that done, and it means high cholesterol. I've never had high cholesterol in my life. They said, "Oh, don't drink, don't smoke." I don't, and exercise 2.5 hours a week. I do that a day. And you think, well, I've got high cholesterol.
It's really hard and really difficult, and like you said, it's just shit, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But we're doing this week. We're getting there.
Yeah, we'll get through June. I'm disappearing off into June. I run away and hide, and that's what I'm doing in June. I run into my friend's villa and just getting through a day at a time.
Yeah. I haven't taken any time off of work at the moment.
Well, it's days on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking that the week leading up to it just work.
Yeah.
Just distract myself. I've definitely decided that for next year, I am going to plan something bigger, you know, a fundraiser or something like that gives me planning and a distraction on the lead up to it. and then a distraction on the day.
Yeah.
Because the whole, what do we do? What don't we do? How do we celebrate it? How do we mark it? How do we acknowledge it? I don't want to celebrate it, but I don't want to ignore it. So what on earth is the right thing to do on that day?
Yeah.
Has been so difficult to decide, and so difficult to decide what to do that suits all of us in our family.
Yes. Yeah, you've got to think of everybody. That's what I'm struggling with at the moment. I spoke to you the other day because in October is Emily's 18th, and we discussed, we didn't do anything for her birthday last year. She would have obviously been 17. It was too soon. And again, we just took days off work and we ended up fixing the tap that's been dripping for 6 months. And we did something practical because we didn't want to plan anything. We went out for lunch and they played a Taylor Swift song. Rob got really upset over it, but I was still buzzing because they put us near a table that had a picture of a robin next to it. And I'm like, oh, that's the sign. We're meant to be here. We're meant to be at that table. And then Rob was just upset because the music come on, whereas that would bring me happiness. So what would bring one person happiness can really ruin the other person's day. So yeah, you do have to speak to everybody. So I spoke to Elle, who's Em's best friend. I said, what do you think we should do? Should we do a Halloween ball and launch our charity on that night? And she said, oh yeah, she said it really, really upset her last year that we didn't do anything on her birthday. Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I spoke to my son Niall. I said, right, we're going to thinking of doing this for Em's birthday. No, don't involve me. Do what you want, but don't involve me. I don't want to do that. So then I spoke to Rob and I asked Rob, what did he think? And he said, that's something to think about, isn't it? We'll think about it. Thinking, you can't think about it. We need to do it. We need to get on. There's a lot to organise. We've only got a few months. It takes a lot of organising. And so I still don't know. And then I think, right, I really want to do it. I'm thinking, when we did a Valentine's ball, she was here, was doing it fundraising for her meds. She was moaning that she didn't want Valentine's, she hated Valentine's, that she wanted to do a Halloween or something gothic, and thinking, we got to stop please everybody. And I said, we will do a Halloween ball. Of course, we never got to do it. So I'm thinking we could put pumpkins on the table, we could do this, could do that, do the other. I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I want to do. And then I went to bed, I woke up the next morning, I'm thinking, no, don't. And within during that day, the course of that next day, I must have changed my mind 20 times, but I still don't know what to do.
It's the same with us with Saturday.
I think get this first one over and done with, Beck. Let's just get through June. Just get through it any which way we can. And next year, it's got to be something for them. We've got to do something.
Yeah, I think that's something that we've learned, is that distraction is key.
Yeah, definitely.
And distraction is fine. Some people worry about people in their grief that live in distraction too much, but I actually think you need distraction. This is too hard and too heavy for 24/7.
Yeah.
You need time out from it because it's hard.
Rob's doing his distraction today. He's going around a circuit on his motorbike at 180, 200 mile an hour, whatever he does. Don't need to know figures, really. And he's having a fantastic day. He's going to have Emily on his bike on the screen. That's took him 12 months to decide that. Everybody does it in a different speed, where me go, oh yeah, I want Emily on. And, I'd make this decision instantly, but it's taken him time to do that. But that's him being distracted
for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is a week of distractions for me, most definitely.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Make a list, right? You need to go out every day with Kevin. That's your unruly dog. Half an hour a day in your lunch break when you're working from home.
In the knob.
Can't you lose him somewhere?
Oh, I wish.
We've chipped our cats. Emily's got 4 cats that I'm trying to rehome, and I've chipped them. I think like, even if we just take them somewhere and drop them off, they'll just still come back.
Yeah.
It's the ring because they said they are bloody cats.
Yeah.
Oh, but they are lovely. They're lovely, lovely cats. So anybody wants a cat.
You plug in your cats.
Yeah.
We take a golden retriever puppy as well. But he's not a puppy. He's the size of a frigging horse and 18 months old now, but he still behaves like a puppy. God.
Oh, my cats are really
Adults
well behaved, and they're so beautiful and they're so loving. But there's 4 cats and there's too many cats. Because they're not getting the love that they need.
They are lovely cats.
Just one at a time is lovely.
If Kevin liked a cat, we'd have a cat, but Kevin's scared of his own tail, so...
I think Simon would take a cat.
Oh, God, Simon would definitely take a cat.
I know, he'd take Liam, wouldn't he?
I think he'd take Rosie.
Rosie? Right.
Yeah.
Well, Emily was very, when she named the kittens, and they were born just before she went into ICU when we had that when they found the second tumour. And she named Liam after her friend who passed away, thinking that if I name him Liam, my mum will never get rid of Liam and that he's safe. That's why she named him Liam.
Given him to Liam's mum.
Liam's mum, she would take him tomorrow, but she's got another cat that doesn't like other cats. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jodie would have Liam. He's so gorgeous. He is so Liam, right? He's the Joker of the cats. He is just like Liam, his namesake. Yeah, she would take him. So,
well, hopefully someone will have your cat anyway. Yeah.
Can you put pictures up? Can you put pictures up of them and show how cute they are?
And then send me some pictures of your cat and I'll put some bloody pictures out.
Good homes. They don't like busy roads. They've got to live in the country or on a farm.
Yeah, you're not going to let them go to just anybody, are you?
No.
Sue would never.
Oh, no. There was somebody on Facebook saying, oh, I want a cat. And somebody had shared my name and because that was the day. I don't know if I spoke about this. I was absolutely sat sobbing, really, really upset. And somebody put this on Facebook about, they was looking for a cat locally. And Sue had seen it. So she's texting me, do not give that person your cat. That person is a cat pedo. I don't know what a cat pedo is. And she's going, no, do not give that woman your cat. She was getting really panicky. They're Emily's fur babies. I said, well, you have a bloody fur baby. You have one of Em's fur baby if you're that bothered about them. So then she's going, no, that woman is going to have them cats and she's going to sell them for dog fighting and they'll practice on. I thought, oh my God,
Did she even know who this woman is?
No, she just doesn't want... There was nothing wrong with the person. She just doesn't want the cats to go. She loves them. So, any cat lovers out there? Inbox us.
DM us for a cat.
DM us for a cat.
Actually.
Is it? Oh, right, okay. Oh, well. I think that's it for this week, don't you? I think I don't think we've been too depressing.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully haven't been too sad, but been a tough week.
The thing I do get done on my tough weeks, I get so much work done. I've painted all the units in the utility room on the kitchen units. I've regrouted tiles. I've done some more gardening and just got to keep busy. Really, really busy. So I'm absolutely physically and mentally exhausted. Then I don't sleep. I've got bags under my eyes. No matter what I do, people. I'll tell you what I do. I need a makeup session with Elenia, that's Em's best friend, to try and, because when you put the highlight, you put the thing under you to hide your bags under your eyes. Yeah, I put that on, and it's like,
do I look like someone who wears makeup?
No, okay, so you will when you get to my age. I put it on, and it's like, ta-da! It's like highlighting the bags. It's like they go like, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, Ask Elle.
It likes to remind me all the time that I'm actually old, so much older than her. And she usually like, you never say, oh, I look like such a body. And she'll go, oh, don't know who that is. I think you like to get that across, don't you? I think you lie. You know who I'm talking about. And you pretend you don't know who I'm talking about just to make me feel that bit older. You're a bully. Right.
Yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
And we'll see how I feel next week.
Yeah.
After we've gone past the dreaded date.
And you're going to do Brad's story, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that feels really tough. Never told his story from start to finish before. And on an emotional week anyway, probably not the best week to do it, right?
No, but I do think that once you've done it, maybe some of that emotion will, because maybe you're worrying about it.
Yeah, maybe.
I know after I'd done Emily's, I did feel better. It was a bit of a relief.
Okay.
But you just do it in your time. It doesn't matter if it takes you 12 months to do it. Just put it out of your mind if it is causing grief, and do it another time.
Yeah, so let's go do that then, and we'll sign off here for this week.
Okay.
And hopefully be back a bit chirpier next week.
Yeah, we'll try to be chirpy.
You can do the sign off this week. You need to remember it.
Oh, I can't remember it. You know I've got brain fog. I can't remember it.
You can't use it as an excuse for everything, you know.
What, brain fog? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
So terrible.
Thank you for listening. And you do it. I forgot it. My head is like,
do it.
yeah, I want you to do it.
For goodness sake. So grab yourself a cuppa, find a comfortable spot, and we'll navigate through grief together. Thanks for listening.
Bye.